I wouldn't be there.
You like this second gets quiet.
Would everybody please rise? Welcome, all of you who have come from near and far to bear witness to and celebrate this joyous occasion, Derek and Mary's marriage to one another. Having known the beautiful bride and groom for many years, I can tell you this moment is not lost on them. Derek and Mary, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to celebrate their wedding. What an incredible moment, Mary and Derek. Please Take a look around and truly take it all in. On this happy and joyous day, Derek and Mary would also like to remember those who are not here with us, particularly Mary's Aunt Kathy and Great Aunt Jean, and Derek's grandmother Betty, who have all recently passed. They would also like to remember Mary's grandparents and Derek's grandfather, who have also passed. Mary and Derek would have been proud to share this day with them. To the mothers and fathers of the bride and groom, congratulations on a job well done. Mary and Derek would also like to acknowledge their siblings for their unwavering support. I'm honored to be the officiant at this wedding. My name is Andrew Wald, and I grew up in the same county as Derek. I've known Derek for many years through 4-H, showing cows, and losing to him at 4-H softball. We however got to know each other better through college, where we were both members of AGR. College is also where I met Mary. During our freshman year, by coincidence, we lived in the same hall and had the same major, but our fun personality and similar upbringing made us immediate friends. Although I'd be happy to take credit for bringing these two together, it wasn't me, it was love. Now, we have 2 readings Mary and Derek have selected, expressing how they feel about their bond and the commitment they're making today. The first reading is from the passage of the book, The Alchemist, read by Derek's sister Melissa. The second is an essay from the book From Beginning to End, read by Mary's friend Leah.
Reading number 1, a passage from The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. When you looked into her eyes, you learned the most important part of the language that all the world spoke. The language that everyone on earth was capable of understanding in their heart. It was love. Something older than humanity, more ancient than the desert. Something that exerted same force whenever 2 pairs of eyes met as had theirs. She smiled, and there was certainly an omen, the omen he had been awaiting, without even knowing he was for all of his life. It was the pure language of the world. It required no explanation, just as the universe needs none as it travels through endless time. What the boy felt at that moment was that he was in the presence of the only girl in his life, and that, with no need for words, she recognized the same thing. He was more certain of it than of anything in the world. Because when you know the language, it's easy to understand that someone in the world awaits you, whether it's in the middle of the desert or in some great city. And when 2 such people encounter each other, the past and the future become unimportant. There's only that moment and the incredible certainty that everything under the sun has been written by one hand only. It is the hand that evokes love and creates a twin soul for every person in the world. Without such love, one's dreams would have no meaning.
Reading number 2 by Union by Robert Fulghum. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of these conversations that were held in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks, all those conversations that began with when we're married, you continued with I will, and you will, and we will. All those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher. For you have learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never be quite the same. For after today, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife.
Thank you for this reading. What is marriage? Why do we get married? Am I really qualified to marry these 2? Let's focus on the first 2. We hear a lot of things about marriage in our everyday lives. The average television sitcom would make you think that marriage, to paraphrase the band REM, is the end of the world as we know it, and that marriage is effectively the end of your life. Today, Derek and Mary respectfully submit that marriage is not an end, but a beginning. It's not a perfect beginning. It's not a clean slate. Marriage is a process. Marriage is growth. Marriage is a bold step into an unknown future. It is risking who we are for the sake of who we can be. Derek and Mary are coming together into their marriage with individual personalities and individual histories. They've already chosen each other to be their family, and today they are choosing to celebrate what has already begun and will continue to grow for years to come. Together, they have accomplished more than they could have dreamed of. I asked Mary what happened October 6, 2013. She cannot remember, but Derek knew it right away. Mary ran her first marathon, and it is safe to say she would never dreamed of accomplishing this if it were not meeting Derek. What she does remember about the event is the love and support he gave to her to reach the finish line. Derek would agree that although he did not run the marathon that day, her accomplishment motivated him to work hard and go further than he believed he could go. Together you can do so much more than you could ever dream of accomplishing apart. And we're all excited to see what dreams of yours you accomplish in the years to come together. You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you are making a choice. You are both choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who enhances you, who makes you think, makes you smile, and makes every day brighter. You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you are making a choice. You're about to make promises to each other that you intend to keep. You're going to vow to take care of each other, to stand up for one another, and find happiness in the other. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You're vowing to be there. You're teaming up and saying, every experience I'm going to have, I want you to be a part of. Derek, please take Mary's hand.
Mary, I take you as you are, loving who you are now and who you are yet to become. I promise from this day forward to be grateful for our love and our life, to be patient with you and with myself, to fill our life with adventures and make our home with laughter, to encourage you to grow as an individual, to support you through life's tough moments, be proud of you, grow old with you, and find new reasons to love you every day.
Derek, I take you as you are, loving you who you are now and who you are yet to become. I promise from this day forward to be grateful for our love and our life, to be patient with you and myself, to fill our lives with adventure and our home with laughter, to encourage you to grow as an individual, to support you through life's tough moments, be proud of you, grow old with you, and find new reasons to love you every day.
Lastly, before I ask you both to exchange rings, I'd like to offer you a few challenges for the next phase of your relationship. Always remember that no matter how brilliant or comfortable we are, all of us are students of life. We never stop learning. Our lives are a journey in search of truth, but we never possess it in absolute terms. Your marriage is a work in progress. It'll never be perfect, but it can always be better. 2, I've always known you both to be passionate about your jobs, about life, and more importantly, about each other. Work every day to keep that passion alive. Number 3, never go to bed angry. Know when to nip it in the bud, and more importantly, know when to take a deep breath and just let it go, let it go. 4, Mary is always right. Even when she's wrong, just remember that Mary is always right. If you're in an argument, just remember rule number 4 and let Mary figure out she's wrong on her own. Which will never be the case because Mary's always right. Number 5, with your great skills and gifts as people, use them not only to make each other better, but also improve the people and the community around you. Number 6, just laugh. Life is funny, relationships are funny. Derek is funny looking, and sometimes even difficult, painful moments are funny in hindsight. Find the humor in life and just laugh. May I have the rings, please? Derek, repeat after me. Mary, I give you this ring.
Mary, I give you this ring
As a sign that I choose you to be my wife,
as a sign that I choose you to be my wife,
and my best friend until the end of my days.
you as my best friend until the end of my days.
Wear it, think of me, and know that I love you.
Wear it, think of me, and know that I love you.
Mary, repeat after me. Derek, I give you this ring
Derek, I give you this ring
as a sign that I choose you to be my husband,
as a sign that I choose you to be my husband
and my best friend until the end of my days.
and my best friend until the end of my days.
Wear it, think of me, and know that I love you.
Wear it, think of me, and know that I love you.
I hope I haven't talked so long that people finish their drinks, because this is a celebration, and every celebration needs a toast. So to wrap this up, I'll ask you to raise your glasses to Mary and Derek as we celebrate their love. May you need one another, but not out of weakness. May you want one another, but not out of lack. May you look for the things to praise, often say, I love you, and take no notice of small faults. May you have happiness, and may you find it in making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it in loving one another. Cheers. Now, Mary, you and I both know Derek is not the most outwardly affectionate person, but Derek, this next part is very, very important. It's absolutely essential that you neither hold back nor hesitate to show the world your love for this woman. So, by the power vested in me, I declare you husband and wife. Derek, you may kiss your bride. Mr. and Mrs. Derek Johnson.
This magic moment it took me by surprise. I knew that you felt it too. By the look in your eyes, sweeter than wine, softer than the summer night.